Hi guys, in this video we'll have a look at how to load balance a couple of web servers using an F5 LTM appliance. So here's my network. I've got an F5 LTM appliance here, and on the left hand side I've got my external network, and on the right hand side I've got my internal network with my web servers. I've also got a NATed connection. This is just to manage the F5 appliance from my physical laptop. So what we will be doing is connecting from this client 172.20.20.10, and we'll be hitting this address here 172.20.20.1. This is on the external side. We'll hit the F5 appliance. The F5 appliance will do a destination NAT, and it will do it to these web servers here, web 1 and web 2. I'll be selecting round robin, so I'll be doing a round robin destination NAT and hitting web 1, then web 2, back to web 1, web 2, and so on. On VMware Workstation, this is on VMnet 5 to represent one network, and this is on VMnet 6. So if we go to VMware Workstation and Windows 10 Client, if I open up my browser here, and what I can do is go to HTTP on here //172.20.20.1. Now this is just to show that the request will time out. This is because I've got nothing set up on the F5 LTM appliance, so that's timed out. If we go to the appliance and log in, so what we can do is configure the appliance from here. So if we go to local traffic, and the first thing we want to do is create a pool. So if we select pools, there's nothing in here at the moment. If we click on create, and from here we can give it a name. So if we call it web pool and give it a description, so this will be our pool for web 1 and web 2. Then health monitors, so we'll select HTTP for our health monitor, and this is basically for F5 to monitor the servers to ensure they're up and running and responding to client requests. So if we select that, I've got the HTTP type as my health monitor. So if we go down here, the resources, the load balancing method, although there's lots in here, we'll select the most basic one, round robin, but there's lots of other options in here as well. And then new members, if we have existing nodes, they'll be in the node list in here, and then you can select the node list from here and select them, but we haven't got any, so we'll select new ones from here. So we'll create new ones from here. So the node name, the first one will be web 1, and the address would be 10.10.1.10, so 10.10.1.10. and the service port, we can put port 80 in here, or select the protocol HTTP, select it, populate it in here automatically. So if we click on add there, change that to 10.10.1.20, port 80 HTTP, this will be web 2, add, and we've got our members in there, web 1 and web 2. So if we click on finished here, and that's created our web pool. So we can see it here, see the description here, we can see the members. It's got two web servers in there, and it's green because I've got my web servers web 1 and web 2 already turned on. So what we can do now is, once we've created a pool, we need to create a virtual server. So if we select virtual server here, and we can see there's no virtual servers in here. So if we click on create, and we have to give it a name to start with, so we can call it, I don't know, virtual vs dash, give it the IP address maybe 172.20.20.1, description vs for web 1 and web 2. Ours will be standard. This is the most commonly used one. So although there are different types of virtual servers for different use cases, the most common virtual server is to receive incoming traffic and perform basic destination IP address translation and direct the traffic to a pool of servers. So that's what the standard one does. The source address would be we would come from anywhere, so we'll leave that unrestricted. And the destination address we'll have as 172.20.20.1. That's the address we're going to hit. The service port, again, it's going to be port 80 on HTTP. The state will be enabled, and we'll skip all this. And if we go to the bottom, you've got default pool here, so you can select. We can select the pool we just created, which is web pool here. So we can see it in here. Click on finish on that, and that will create our virtual server. So we can see the virtual server, and it's green, which means it's online and active. You can see the description, the IP address, and so on in here. So what we can do now is go to network map. This will show our virtual server and its associated objects, so the associated pool and the associated members. So you can see how it's all related in here. So if you have lots of virtual servers, you can see them all, and the pools and all the members and nodes associated with the pools and the virtual servers. So the good thing is it tells you its statuses. It's all green, which means it's all active and responding, and the monitors are coming back healthy. So the next thing we would do is test it. So if we go back to our client here, and we'll just do a refresh, Control F5, see what happens. There you go. So the first one responded, hello web 1, and if I do it again, oops, let me make sure, just refresh it. My VMware workstation, this client is playing up a little bit funny. Let me just start that session again. So the address we want to hit is 172.20.20.1, which is this one here. So if we do a HTTP ://172.20.20.1, press enter on that, and it gives us our web 1. If we hit enter again on that, it's still giving us web 1. If we do a Control F5, there you go, web 2. So Control F5 again, web 2. It should be going to web 1 and then to web 2, and on each connection going to each web server, but it's not. So I'll just keep refreshing it, Control F5. Anyway, I think that's I think every time when you open up a new connection, let me open up a new tab. We'll do it this way, 172.20.20.1, web 2. What does this do? Web 2 as well. So they're both doing web 2. This is doing web 1 now. So it's working. It's just I think it's my VMware workstation that's giving me odd, confusing results. But if we have a look at the stats as well, we can go to stats, or we can just click on, say, we'll click on the web pool. You've got the members, you can see the members inside here, the properties here, but then you can also go to members, you can see the 2 members in here. You can also go to the stats as well of the web pool. So you can see the stats, we can see each web server in here, and we can see the bits and the packets, the input and output for each web server here. So you can see both of them have been hit. You can also go to the virtual servers as well. You see stats on the virtual servers from here. Again, if we go back to pools, yeah, what you want to do is just play around with this, refresh it, and keep monitoring the the network statistics from here, what you can do is reset it as well, so it'll go back to zeros, and then monitor it again. I think maybe I need to select it all, reset, and you can see it's all back to zero. So what we can do is go back and just Control F5 that again. What's this one going to do? Control F5. Right, so if we go back on here, do a refresh, we'll see the stats have all changed again. Hope you found this video useful, and thanks for watching.